Buying a TV can be really confusing, but what if it doesn't have to be? What if I told you I had a way to help you understand TV technology a little bit better? This video isn't going to go in depth on any TV technologies, it's just going to help you make a decision on a TV by laying out an easy to understand chart, and that's going to be the TV ladder. This is something that I came up with myself, but I'll also be able to explain it in a different ladder as well. So we're going to do the TV technology ladder, and then we're going to look at a ladder based on price bracket to help you make a better decision on buying a TV. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to get you guys the best bang for your buck, and I know that's important to a lot of TV buyers. So that's what this video is all about. If you're looking to get the best TV possible and your price is no object, this isn't really going to be the video for you. But those of you that are curious to see what TV technologies you can get for the price, you'd be actually surprised that you might be making a mistake. And let me talk about some of that right now. So let's start at the bottom of the ladder, and that's going to be your edge-lit and direct-lit TVs. Now, I'm going to group these into the same category because that's how I view them. If you put them side by side, a majority of you guys probably would think they're the same TVs. And a lot of the cases are that it doesn't matter what brand you get, edge-lit or direct-lit, they're going to look fairly similar. Now, there is going to be some differences with processing, but it's going to be very minor, especially at this price bracket. And when I talk about this price bracket for the edge-lit and direct-lit TVs, we're talking about like $300, $400, $500. Now, I do want to mention that I have links for all the TVs that I'm talking about in the description below. These are affiliate links, so if you use them, it will help support the channel, and I can't thank you guys enough for doing that. For this video, we're going to use the example of buying a 65-inch TV. Throughout the whole entire video, that's what we're going to be talking about. So if we're looking at that, you see that the starting price for an edge-lit or direct-lit TV at the 65-inch size is around $350 to $400. The cheapest one that I found at the time of filming this video was $379 for a direct-lit or an edge-lit TV from a reputable brand. And that's not a bad price for a edge-lit or direct-lit TV. These are the entry-level price points. But the problem arises when we think about TVs in terms of brands. When we think about Samsung, when we think about LG, and when we think about Sony, those are the big three. Those are the ones that have the best TV technology at the top level, the ones that are going to offer the premium TVs. But within this price range, with edge-lit and direct-lit in mind, there isn't going to be a ton of value within those brands offerings, because we can move up to the next step on our TV ladder, and that's going to be full array local dimming and mini LED. So I'm going to group these two up together because they are very similar. In a lot of cases, if you put those two side by side, it's hard to tell the difference between a full array local dimming TV and a mini LED TV. The biggest difference here is going to be how many dimming zones does it have and how do they use those dimming zones. That's going to matter more than if it is full array local dimming or mini LED. Depending on the TV, they're going to deliver a very similar picture to you at the end of the day. When you look at full array local dimming TVs and mini LED TVs, you can get one of those starting at $549 for a 65-inch size. And I have seen them cheaper recently. This is just the cheapest that I could find on the market right now. But if you look at $549 versus $379, and you could look at that and say you would rather spend $379, but I want you to think about what you're going to be missing out on. When you're talking about jumping up to full array local dimming or mini LED, you're going to get way better contrast because there is controllable dimming zones, and you're going to have deeper black levels because of that. So if you want close to inky blacks, you're definitely going to want to look at full array local dimming or mini LED. This is going to be the best case for you in this type of price range. And the reason why I say that is because if you're looking at edge-lit or direct-lit TVs, chances are you might be looking at a Samsung, an LG, or a Sony. Like I mentioned before, they don't offer a ton of value within that price range. So the edge-lit or direct-lit TVs, I think those should be skipped, and you should look at a full array local dimming TV or a mini LED TV from Hisense or TCL, because those start at $549 for the 65-inch size. And when you look at $549 up against a $379 TV, you are definitely going to feel the quality jump. So I do think that that price jump is very much worth it. Now, I do want to say that there is definitely going to be different tiers of mini LED and full array local dimming TVs to consider, and it's going to be based on how many dimming zones it has and how bright does the TV get. And we'll talk about that within the price bracket TV ladder a little bit later. But next, let's jump up to the next TV technology on our list, and that's going to be WOLED. So when you think about WOLED, it's definitely going to be hard to evaluate whether or not it's better than mini LED or full array local dimming, because at the end of the day, it can't get as bright as those TV technologies. So with WOLED, you're definitely going to run into a problem when it comes down to maximum brightness. If you're somebody who cares about maximum brightness or needs maximum brightness because you're in a bright room, then you're definitely not going to want to consider a WOLED, and you would put it on the TV ladder below full array local dimming or mini LED. Those of you in a dark room would put it above mini LED and full array local dimming, because ultimately it's going to offer you way better contrast than you can get at full array local dimming or mini LED. So I do have WOLED above those TVs, but looking at the starting price for a WOLED right now, we can see that it is $12.99. This is going to be the LG B3. Now the B3 is going to be a little bit more of a budget option for a OLED TV. It's not going to have as good processing as the C series, but most people aren't going to notice the difference between a C series and a B series. So I do want to make sure I add it to this list. It's not a bad bang for your buck TV, but I ultimately think that there is going to be a better way to spend your money within this price bracket, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Now going up from WOLED, you have WOLED with MLA technology. WOLED with MLA is going to be using LG Display's Meta technology. Now this is going to allow you to have better peak brightness in your WOLED TVs than you were used to. So where I was saying mini LED or full array local dimming is going to likely satisfy more people looking for a brighter image than the WOLED, this is not the case anymore when you insert MLA with WOLED technology, because you are getting a brighter picture quality at the end of the day. Believe it or not, in most scenes, the LG G3 was actually brighter than all of the LED TVs that I checked out this year in most scenes on a regular basis. So there's definitely something to be said for MLA OLED. I think this is an awesome technology that helps improve the older WOLED technology and makes it still relevant. However, the only negative thing about this is going to be that it's really only offered in the LG G series in the US. And that's definitely a jump up from where we were with $12.99. Now going up from there, you actually get to QD-OLED technology. This is quantum dot OLED. And this, in my opinion, is the best TV technology that you can get. But there's one point that I want to make about QD-OLED technology, and that's going to be the fact that you can get into QD-OLED at $15.99 at the 65-inch range with the S90C. I think that if you're looking at a C series OLED, you should strongly consider thinking about the S90C instead, because if you're looking at the TV ladder, you can see that it is at the very top of the TV technology ladder, because it is going to offer you a really strong combination. The best way I could try to explain it to you guys is if you took full array local dimming or a mini LED TV, how bright those TVs can get, and you combine it with a WOLED where you can get very good contrast levels, but the only thing missing for the WOLEDs is going to be the color brightness and also the brightness of the TV itself. And MLA OLED did help with the brightness, but the color brightness still isn't going to be up to par as some of the LED or mini LED TVs. QD OLED, on the other hand, will offer you that higher color brightness. And on top of that, you get some of the cleanest screen uniformity that you have seen in some OLED based TVs. And I think that's a really strong plus side that a lot of people forget to mention. So when we zoom out and we look at the TV technology ladder, you can see that edge lit or direct lit starts at $379. Then you go up to full array local dimming or mini LED at $549. At this point, this is where a lot of people might stop, because the value for a lot of people is going to make sense. So I do recommend buying into this technology if you are in this price range and you are around that price point. Now, when you go up from there, we're looking at WOLED. I don't think this is a great technology to buy into right now, because just for a little bit more, you can get into QD-OLED, which is, in my opinion, the top of the TV ladder. So you do have the best TV technology offering for just a little bit more than WOLED. And that's why I say QD-OLED is the best TV technology out there, because the display technology itself is offering you so many picture quality benefits over the other TV technologies that we've talked about thus far. Okay, so we've covered the TV technology ladder. Let's talk about the price bracket. If you're in a certain price bracket, what TV should you go for? And I'm going to try to give you some suggestions on which TVs to look at within these price brackets. So the first price bracket is going to be the budget entry mark, and this is going to be where we're talking about the edge lit or direct lit TVs. This is that $300 to $500 range, and I think if you can find a full array local dimming TV or a mini LED TV in this range, then I think it would be a no-brainer to go that route. So if you can get a TCL or a Hisense, I would recommend going that route within this price bracket. This is definitely one of the only price brackets where you can consider TCL or Hisense, but I do think they dominate this category, and I would choose one of those TVs if you're in this price bracket right here. Now, when you go up from there, you have the high quality entry level point. And this price point is going to be $800 to $1,000, maybe even $1,100 if you want to sneak a few TVs in. This is going to be full array local dimming or mini LED TVs with more controllable dimming zones, and you're starting to get into better picture processing with the Sony X90L. So the three TVs I would look at here is the Sony X90L, the Hisense U8K, and the TCL QM8. And an honorable mention would go to the Samsung QN85C if you can find it at this price point. Now going up from there, you have the mid-range category. And looking at this price bracket, I would only consider two TVs. And really for most people, you should only consider the Samsung S90C in this price bracket. Because I mentioned with the TV ladder, we have QD-OLED at the top of the TV technology ladder, right? So if you want to get the best technology for your money, then you're going to go with the S90C, especially if you're focused on gaming, which I think the S90C is probably the best gaming TV that you can buy. So at this price point, the S90C makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. Now, the picture processing on the Samsung is great, but it's not as good as the Sony A80L. But that happens to be a WOLED, so I don't suggest that for gaming, but if you're somebody who's looking for upscaling and good picture quality all around and you're in a darker room, then I really love the A80L or the A75L in smaller sizes. I think that the A80L offers a really good solution at this price point as well. If you're not trying to go the QD-OLED route for gaming, then this is a strong consideration. Like I mentioned, if you're in a dark room, it's hard to complain. So even though it is WOLED, I like the A80L a lot. Unfortunately for the LG C3, I don't have any real reason to recommend it over those two TVs that I just mentioned. It doesn't do anything special over those TVs, and I feel like the picture processing is lacking as well compared to Sony. So if you're not offering a TV technology boost or a picture processing boost, then it's hard to consider you a contender in this price bracket. So I would definitely look at the Samsung S90C, and for some people, the Sony A80L. Now going up from there, you have the premium category, and this is going to start at $22.99, and I don't think many people should be going this route unless you're looking for some of the better TVs on the market regardless of price. I really don't think there's value here, so if you're looking for the best bang for your buck, this really isn't it. There's a consideration to be made for the LG G3 though, because it does have a 5-year panel warranty and it does come with a mounting bracket. I really love that about this TV. I also really love that it is the brightest OLED TV that I personally seen, and it is going to do bright room viewing better than most OLED TVs on the market as well. So the LG G3 is a very good TV and one that I would strongly consider unless you are a gamer. If you are a gamer, I would steer clear of the LG G series and look at the S90C because you are going to save money first of all, and you're having better picture quality in your game mode with the S90C. Now if you're not a gamer, you can still make a really good case for the LG G3, and personally if I wasn't a gamer, I would take the LG G3 over the S90C. I love the brightness capability of the LG G3, and I really think that it's a great TV for sports and for movie watching. Not to mention that value that I talked about with the mounting bracket and the 5-year warranty. I think that's a really good TV. Now, when you look at the S95C, yeah, I do like the TV a lot, but it's far too similar to the S90C, and it really doesn't offer much more over the S90C. When I put them side by side, I definitely couldn't see a huge difference, and I didn't think that it was going to be worth that price difference at the end of the day. I think the S90C is a better value, and it does have less problems when it comes to gaming because the S95C does have some dropouts with that One Connect box. Now, the One Connect box, on the other hand, if you're not a gamer, could be a good solution for you if you're looking for a cleaner cable solution. And then last but not least in this price bracket, I do have the Sony A95L, and this is going to be a TV that not many people will consider, but it is by far the best TV available to buy. And it's not going to be the best value for anybody, but it will offer you the best picture quality. And it's not by a huge margin, but there is enough there that I love about the Sony A95L. I think that Sony's picture processing with the XR processor is the best on the market. There's nothing better on the market right now at upscaling, so I love what Sony does in that department. And they offer that with QD-OLED technology. Like I mentioned earlier, I think that this is the best TV technology available. So when you take Sony's processing and you mix it with a QD-OLED, it is just really an all-around great TV. I love the A95L, I just don't think it's going to be for many people. But if you're looking for the best TV, regardless of the price tag, this is going to be it. Now, yes, there is going to be a tier above this, which is going to be like 8K and micro LED, but most people aren't going to be able to go that route, and I don't think it's going to have a lot of value for a lot of people, so we're not going to talk about that in this video. But I do want to say that when we zoom out and look at the price bracket, most people are going to find yourself just under that mid-range category. If you can step it up to the mid-range, that would be really great for you, but if you don't and you end up in that high-quality entry-level bracket, then I think you're going to get a good TV overall and you won't be missing out on too much. But I do think that in terms of TV technology, the best bang for your buck is going to be that mid-range with the S90C. And that's why it's my most recommended TV. And the feedback that I've gotten from everybody that's bought that TV has been mostly positive. So I can definitely put my approval on that TV and say that yes, this is a TV that I think the majority of people looking for a TV in that price bracket should end up getting. Hopefully explaining everything like this to you made it a little bit easier to understand TVs and TV technology. I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below. Let me know what you think the best TV technology is and what the best bang for your buck would be for most people. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And if you want to keep doing some TV research, consider watching one of these videos right here. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.